Brett, thanks for coming to the TAG offices today. It's good seeing you.
Appreciate it, Mark.
So, I was telling some of our associates that we've known each other for about 18 years now at this point.
Yeah.
You actually showed me everything I do know in the business. You showed me how to do a merchant proposal. You taught me what merchant cash advances were about back in the day, how they were used for retention and acquiring a merchant. And I've been telling everybody about your growth, your explosive growth at Echelon. So, if you can, just explain a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when you go back, the longest relationship we have is with the tag group. So, we both started these companies. I think we were about 21 years ago. You were somewhere around 18 years ago, and one of the oldest partners we have that provides a robust alternative financing solution, which is over the years has changed, become grown, and what the offerings are has been Tag Group, right? So starting from, simply here's the business, let us teach you about bank card, to where you've gone is amazing. As for, Echelon Payments, Rich and I have been in the business now for about 37 years. We started off similar to you, your cubicle and desk, after building another company that went public. And the company just kept on growing. We look back over 20 years now, and we're in the top 30 acquirers in the United States, process about $11 billion a year. Team members and employees in, Melville and across the U.S., about 100 something, sales partners in the 1,000. And as we've grown, you've been right with us, providing that service coming here.
I can't believe the explosive growth that I've seen from the first day I met you to just last week or a week and a half ago at your meeting that you had at the building. I mean, 500 reps all across the country. You guys are writing in the hundreds of apps a month at this point.
Sure.
And all the new technology and the evolution of your company is really super impressive.
Well, it goes both ways, right? We sort of gone on this journey together, and we sort of grew together, and we helped each other out. You provided a great, reliable service to merchants and our sales partners who needed funding to grow their businesses, and a great solution for our sales partners to provide came directly from you. And we always helped each other out and kept on growing the company. And, not many companies get to go 18 to 20 years and keep on providing that type of service.
Lucky, and we're blessed, and especially to have partners like you, where you guys were there for me every step of the way. Every step of the way. They're just, growing as a business person, entrepreneur, whatever you want to say. You guys really held my hand at the beginning and showed me what it took, and gave me the resources, and you allowed me to leverage your resources to help grow the business, and forever grateful for that.
Yeah, and we sit here today. It's exciting. As we built the company, Rich and I, we've always had to take a deep breath and look at the next move. 21 years almost, and we're looking at the next 5 years. The investment we've made over the last call it almost 48 months is crazy. Oh, the technology, the infrastructure, and when we sat down and we said, what else do we need to do? We came to you, who's been a very right along with us as a partner. And we said, Mark, we're looking to, provide more robust, called alternative financing solutions as the marketplace changes, as merchants' needs change. And that's why we're sitting here today. We've, really over the last 2 months, I think we've really mapped out what the future looks like. You're coming next month to Optics with us.
Your annual event.
Yep. We bring about 110 sales partners this year down to Mexico. You guys are a big sponsor, talking about, and that's the big thing. It all started, if from cash advance, right? But that, it blows my mind what that is today. It's not cash advance. It could be SBA loans. It could be mortgages that they need. I mean, give me an idea of where it's going.
Well, growing or going through between the Great Recession and then COVID, it really makes you think, and you can't be a one-trick pony. You can't be a one-dimensional business. You need to add all these other value-adding products to your lineup to keep value in front of your customers or your merchants. So, it made us pivot and really think and look hard at the business. So we started adding, mortgages for self-employed borrowers where they don't require a tax return, even some insurance products, to help them insure their business. Worst thing you can ever be is underinsured. because then you're liable. SBA loans, true line of credits, longer term traditional financing. It's just if you're very one dimensional, any little breeze in the economy will send you right off a cliff, and then you're irrelevant at that point. So you have to constantly keep evolving and bring value to your clients in order to
And I
keep.
think that's the big thing. When we talk about, we started that many years ago, we've always evolved the business. We've always understood, coming from the sales side of the business, both of us, what the needs of our customers were, and always evolve. And, we've sat down time and time, year over year, talking about how do we evolve? How do we grow? How do we build a better platform? How do we protect our customers? It's amazing, when we talk about security and securing the data and being SOC 2 compliant, what we've done, both of us together, to grow the company is absolutely amazing.
So in order to really forge ahead with our partnership, we provided all the basic training collaterals, really taking it back to square one, to be that another tool in all of your reps' toolkit in order to really give them everything they need in order to either acquire a new merchant or retain their existing base, to give them a robust product lineup. So everything that's in there right now really takes them back to the basics of where the business really started.
And you hit it right on the nail. So the big thing, my big mantra for 25 is going back to the basics, right? We could talk about where the company has gone, how we are a fintech, security, compliance, and all these things. But when it's all said and done, we're a sales organization. And as you know, when we started the company, we were all about training, 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 education, education, education. And not that we ever went away from it, but we do have, call it, thousands of sales partners across the United States, and most of them all veterans, but they stopped focusing on the basics and training. So we're going this year back, which really kicked off our conversation, call it a few months ago,
Yeah.
about, hey, we want to educate, train. We have a distribution platform. We have some of the best sales partners, salespeople, and sales partners in this industry ever. I want you to keep on educating them and teaching them about your product. Merchants are always looking for additional capital to grow their business. Of course, with markets ever changing, sometimes, banks and other lenders are not so cooperative for them. And a great alternative solution is what you offer. And that was the training. Taking our partner portal, which we've developed over 20 years, rebuilt 3 times over 20 years, pretty much really one of the most state-of-the-art platforms I've seen in the business. And I know that you're spending a lot of time with our marketing and our training teams, getting information in there and continually training our sales partners. So I thank you for that. That's a huge thing.
Oh, my pleasure. I just want to see everybody. I wanted to make a win-win situation for everybody: merchant, Echelon, and Tag.
Well, listen, I think this was a great time.
Yeah.
And we
Look
should
forward.
always appreciate hanging out.